Well, welcome to Inversion. I don't know why it's supposed to be one of the most difficult topics. Sorry, in general, and from my experience, that's one of well, it's not, of course, as easy as present simple or I don't know pronouns, but in general, that is not difficult. Well, I'll try. Firstly, I'll try to speak faster. Secondly, in case you are in a hurry, you can watch it with some kind of double speed. But in general, it would be quite difficult to understand anything. We are going to talk about inversion and several variants of inversion. So the easiest variant you can see in front of you on the slide, that is I do believe, I do like. Instead of Russian variant, which we quite often use when we want to say I very like ice cream. Yeah, quite a typical Russian mistake. In English, we can use do in present simple. You should remember that in affirmative sentences, we usually don't use auxiliary verbs. However, never say never. And in these cases, if we say not just she believes, but she does believe, it's the same as very or much, but at the end of the sentence. That is also a kind of inversion. Yes, unfortunately, it works only in present simple and in past simple, because in other variants, we have already auxiliary in affirmative sentences, but it's also an inversion. It's a simple variant, so that's why let's skip. Well, we will not skip it, but let's do it without any special activities. Let's come to the next part and the next type of inversion. Look here. Two more options. One of them it's when we usually say never make sentences like you do in Russian. Never say never. I'm repeating again the same sentence because in general it's possible. Yeah, in English it sounds more emotional due to the fact that it's not really typical constructions. However, it works not in all the times. It works with verbs of movement or some adverbs of place. When we put them at the beginning, for example, we say, on the sofa sat an old man. Here comes the bride. There goes the bus. We put the adverb of place at the beginning, and then we change the verb, not auxiliary verb, the verb. We change the verb and the subject, we change their position. Again, one more moment, pay attention. If we use a pronoun as a subject, there is no inversion. Here she comes, not here comes she. Up you get, not up got you. Here it's about pronouns. The same idea, and here we usually tell about it there on like while studying intermediate level, when we speak about reported speech, about reported speech itself. Yeah, we say said Henry, said and a noun, but if we have a pronoun, we don't change them. Idea is the same, and it's also inversion. So inversion in with some verbs of movement. Here, pay attention. I will give you some two sentences. There will be two sentences everywhere. I will give you two sentences, and if you wish, you can just go on listening. If not, you can make a pause. I will not stop myself. You can make pause at first, think for a few seconds by yourself, and then look at the answers. For example, if we look at these sentences, that is about this construction. Yeah, we can see my house is at the end of the road. What will happen if we use inversion here? Make a pause. I hope your answers were the same. At the end of the road, we put at the beginning, then we change the words. Is my house. Onto the stage, we put at the beginning, and we change a verb and a noun. We don't use auxiliary verbs in this type of inversion. One more quite popular type of inversion, and we use it quite often as well. So here it's about so do I, neither do I, or neither do I. Up to now, there are two variants of pronunciation are fixed in the dictionary. The popular sentences, so do I, neither do I. When we say me too, why not to say me too all the time? That is another question. But we use these constructions. Here, what is the main idea? We repeat, we say so if we agree with something positive. We say neither or nor when we agree with something negative. Then we use auxiliary verb. Here, auxiliaries, not verbs. Auxiliary verb will depend on the sentence with which you agree. Love, present simple, that's why do. Can't, that's why can. And so their subject itself. For example, if I tell you I love ice cream and you love ice cream too, you can say so do I. The opposite situation, I don't like it, so neither did I. That is pretty simple, especially if you need some special, it's in general B1 level, so I don't think that it might be really difficult, but let's try some exercises. Here you are, the same. If you want to try them yourselves, you can make a pause. If not, let's go on. Two sentences. Think how to agree. Make a pause. Hope your variants were the same. Nor did I. And so did we. Let's go on. And of course, conditionals. Or how can we live without conditionals? Inversion in conditionals, it's one of the types of inversion which we use. The inversion in conditionals. Here, I would stop for a while. I will give more details. Remember that we have, I'm not talking about zero conditional, the first conditional, the second, and the third. How do we make the first conditional? The first conditional in the main clause we have, let's start with if, because the main idea of conditional, inversion in conditional, we put away if. So that's why we'll start with it. If, after if we use present, not only simple, any present in general. Remember that if we start with if, we have comma as well. And in the main clause, usually we have will. There can be different variants, but mostly that will be will. That is the first conditional. The second conditional are after if. We are moving from the first till the third conditional, we are moving back. So that's why here we'll have not present, but past. And here it will be past simple, which is important. Comma, reminding about it, and would. Would plus simple infinitive. And the third conditional, if past simple, moving back, past perfect. And in there, how to move would do back, remember modals with should, the example which everybody remembers, should do, and about past should have done. Here we have the same. Would have, perfect infinitive, and the third form. What we do when we need inversion? We cross out if, let's change the color a bit. We cross out if, and let's start with the last conditional, because that is the variant with the most logical part. We put out if, and what is inversion? What is the main idea of inversion? We change the word order. In English, everything is even easier. We make from affirmative, positive sentence, we make a question, but we don't put question mark. We just change from positive sentence to question. That's all. Here we have, for example, he had, if he had done something. So we change it and we start had somebody and the third form. The rest is without any changes. Why I said that the third is the most logical one, because with others there are some peculiarities. Here, I told about the third conditional and inversion. The second one, you all remember the phrase, where are you? It's inversion. When we give advice, where are you? Yeah, we put away if, and if I were you, how to make the question, where are you? Everything is logically. But what to do if we have the sentence? If I went somewhere, what to do with it? The answer is, with this conditional, it's an old form. Nowadays they use it, but not very often. We use be to, not did. We don't make the question like normal question. Did you go? Yeah, logically. No, we use special construction in the second conditional. We put away if, remember. We start with were, then subject, and then infinitive. Were I to go, blah, blah, blah. Strange, but it works. So that's why pay attention. In the example, here we have only one variant with to be. But if we have not to be, but a normal verb, we use this part. And what to do with the first variant? Yes, the same. Not does he fail. We put away if, we cross away, if. So, and we use not does he, but should he. That is more about traditional variants, and there are some more variants if we speak about conditionals, but we are not going to do it today. So that's why we use should, subject, and the first form as infinitive, as we usually do. So that is inversion in conditionals. In the first conditional, we start with should, subject, verb. In the second conditional, if we have to be, it will be were, subject, and the end. If we have normal verb, if we have a full verb, we have were, subject, to, and infinitive. And the most normal conditional in inversion is the third conditional, where we just put had at the beginning and make a normal question from past perfect. That is about conditionals. Now, as we practiced everywhere, 2 examples, look at them, make a pause. Hope that your variants were the same. 12, it's the the third conditional, sorry. Had I known, we forgot about if, and we put had in the position of the question. In the second variant, we put away if, and it's to be, so we put to be at the beginning. So that's it about inversion in conditional. And the last but not least part is that is one of the most difficult, I cannot say, because in fact it's not very difficult. Still, again, I will start with the same phrase which I have already said. Inversion when we change the word order. Inversion in English usually is used with negative adverbs. And the structure of an inverted sentences is, we have this adverb at the beginning. If we have no adverb, we don't start inversion. We have some adverb at the beginning. Look at the table, one of them usually. And then we ask the question. So we have auxiliary verb, subject, and verb in some form depending on their context. That's it. So that's why, for example, look at the examples in the table. We have never, we put it at the beginning, or never before, adverb, yeah? Then have, it's present perfect, so that's why have, it's auxiliary verb. Subject, I, and seen, it's the third form, so the verb, that's all. The same idea. Look at the next sentence. Not only it's an adverb, did, it's an auxiliary verb, they subject and make a verb. We just made a question from the sentence. They didn't only make a donation, but blah, blah, blah. So we just made the question. One more time, reminded, it's about these words. Not only we have etc. here, but mostly they go at the beginning. One moment, pay attention. Usually the questions appear here. Look at this part. And if you have only after, only by, only if, only when, not until or till at the beginning of the sentence, after them, we need a point in time. So after them, we just give her some time. It can be just verbally point in time. I don't know, only after 9 o'clock. Yeah. Or we give the sentence. Inversion will go after this part. Look here. Only after, then we give point in time. She started working. We can say it not, for example, she started working, but we can say only after starting working, gerund. And inversion goes in the next part. Inversion starts after. The same, only if, then we give the point, you follow my advice, and then we start inversion. So that is about the most difficult part of inversion. Let's do some two sentences about this part. Look at them. Make a pause. And again, yeah, I do believe that your variants were exactly like the variants here. That's it. Actually, that's it about inversion. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them. But in general, as for inversion here, that is all. Of course, you need to do some practice, some grammar practice exercises if you are not used to it. But the key factor is to use it in writing and in speaking, because until you start only after you start using inversion in speaking and writing will you get it in your language. That was an inverted sentence. For now, that's it. Good luck with grammar, good luck with studying, and welcome with any questions if you have any. Sir, thank you.